Ooh, okay, so I just had this video, listening to the video I made. Alright, I want to talk about like banks and shit, money and shit. And kind of like water fountains. So it kind of correlates to in the spirit realm, like this. They got people in this. When I say they, I'm talking about the shadow government, where like certain overlords, certain beings that might have been in a space before you. So they kind of they sold. It's like, you know what I'm saying, the beings that sold up a certain type of area with like intellectual property. So now you can't. You gotta go. Like, you know what I'm saying. They made it so where they are gatekeeping certain resources or just raw things available that we create. It's really an illusion, though. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have our own. You got your own. Like, everybody be rich as fuck and be having all kind of. Well, now I can't say everybody, but at least motherfuckers like myself and whoever else is like-minded in this fashion, in this matter. I know I'm internally rich, so I got all kind of worlds and shit. I got all kind of minerals and shit, golds and all kind of silvers and rocks. Like, you name it, stars, all kind of like constellations, you name it, like Milky Ways, and I got all kind of shit inside of me, right? At my home, you know what I'm saying? Now people get lost out here and then they start giving all day shit from home to the shadow government. So it's backwards, you get what I'm saying? They got people out here working for shit when you already got everything. Just being alive, like just being in a body and shit, you already got everything. But they convinced you, or people enough, that, hey, oh, look at this, oh, hey, look at this shiny thing. They might have some gold or something at some point that they collected or something. Came up with a whole philosophical meaning and reasonings about it, some God complex shit. And now they're playing that face, the God, you know what I'm saying? At some point they had to set up shop. So that's the point of this video. Because I had this little vision pop in my head, like, all right, at some point, motherfuckers came over here, or even if this was in Asia, because A is the first start point. So just the concept, right? They had to come up with a little intellectual property to, you know what I'm saying, to rock people to sleep with. So they did that. You know what I'm saying? Start convincing people, like, here, take this thing, this gold coin or whatever the fuck, you know, it had their little name on it though, or some shit. And then trick people to give away the natural, you know what I'm saying? Like the people that were naturally inherent to the land, they were born there or wherever. That's because they already had that inside of them. So they chose, you know what I'm saying? Where the mind go, the body go. So like, nigga, if I'm born, quote unquote, in a land, because we don't land, but say I'm somewhere and there's a whole like gold mine in a cave or something, I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? I may not even know about it, because that was never in my mind to think about, like, let me go. And even if I did go in the cave and see some shiny shit, like some gold or something that we're calling gold, but I seen some shiny shit, like it had other meaning and reasonings for why I was even seeing that, so I never came up with the concept of like I needed to get some of that out of the earth or the material and like wear it or put it on me, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it was already inside of me, so I didn't need to, like, that whole concept of like mining gold and shit or whatever the fuck. That's a more logical cobalt mind, left brain way of thinking. Like, okay, how can I take whatever is around me in my surroundings? How can I take what I got and then come up with ways to like craft that out, build that out, cut it up, sketch it up, line it up, logic it up to make something out of it. The whole process is fucking deep as fuck. But the point of what I'm trying to say is, at some point, some motherfuckers specifically were at some type of water, like a river, or even, I don't want to say the ocean because that's too vast, but some type of, like a river or some kind of canal, or even a bay, wherever, but some type of, where, you know what I'm saying, where there was already people, right? They had to convince the people that were already there, like they came up with a story, a narrative based upon you know, they're like, you know, how they do their little astrology shit, or they following their little lost stars and fallen angels and shit. But anyway, came up with a whole narrative to rock people to sleep, and then convinced people to pretty much, they created like a water line, like a fountain line system. You know what I'm saying? Like a water line. So like people now got to get in line to receive water through these individuals that are claiming the river that everybody has access to. But they came up with a hard ass narrative to rock people to sleep and trick people and make it sound convincing. Like, look, if okay, the way everybody's living now, there's not gonna be enough water left. You know, you gotta like, you know what I'm saying? They like, it's a preacher type. They go in. If everybody's drinking water the way now, a few months from now or a year from now, at some point, there's not going to be any water left. We need to conserve the water. We need to come up with a single file. Everybody get in line, please. We're going to start rationing out buckets of water to everybody, little bowls of water. You know what I'm saying? Here, you get this amount of bowl, you get this bowl of water each day, right? So now you got the local niggas that they don't even speak language. They're like, what the fuck? Okay. Just the surety though, the sureness of it was just, the hardness of it was, some niggas just fell in line kind of shit. Like, all right, look, fuck it. Like, niggas didn't even know what else to do with themselves, or, you know what I'm saying? Niggas was just fucking dancing, making clothes, making jewelry, making art and shit. Like, not like as if to sell it though. We wasn't, it was more of a creative space. You know what I'm saying? It was just creativity going on. But the logic wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't thinking like, fuck, we can take this tree right here, chop it down, just to stand a third, maybe make a fireplace, or not, like some type of fire, or build a log cabin. Like, them type of mechanisms wasn't, like, you could say, natural to the right brain type of indigenous motherfucker, right? I don't even like using these words and shit, but I'm just giving a point. So the shadow government at some point seen like the cobalt type of caveman type of body being, or whatever, that being that got too lost in the logic and created more of a logical, boxy, caveman type of reality box, you know what I'm saying? Or that could have been a new spirit. There's a lot of points to that. But they was observing shit. They're like, okay, there's these type of beings that over here fucking niggas up, building swords and shit. You know, using their air element and crafting out certain objects in a certain precise fashion based upon the way the mind bended in on itself. And so where the mind go, the body goes. So you got certain type of beings that over here crafting certain objects that represent a dull mind, like blunt, a blunt mind, a dull mind that's like not sharp, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it might have been made out, it's like a rock, some type of rocks, like a rock, some like a rock mallet, or some type of dumbass shit. But it was like, niggas wasn't making niggas, we was like making tomahawks and shit. We was doing ceremonies and shit, rituals and shit, witchcraft, knowing the transits, the weather and shit. We wasn't going to war with each other like that. And if we had to go to war, we would do some mental battlings and shit to see who would fucking win. You know what I'm saying? We didn't need to spill blood. That's a whole ritual in itself. Bloodshed, you know what I'm saying? And giving death to things. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like things were put to death, but there was a certain way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know what I mean? It's West Dakota winning every single time. I don't know how to motherfucking lose. Transmute L's and W's. They pretty much motherfucking set up shop near the river. They created a little water line, aka nowadays what we're calling a bank. You know what I'm saying? Money is like currency, the current events. So if you're aware of astrology and the current events, tracking the times, knowing the seasonal transitions and alignments and shit, how these influences are, how we're catching and receiving these influences today, because it's as above, so below. So we be as within, so without first, and then as above, so below. So we be doing all this shit first internally. So if you're not aware of this shit, and other beings are aware of it, they're gonna, by default, they kind of have to manipulate you, because it's like parenting to some degree. If you just let your kid, if you got your kid with you, and say there's a whole like esoteric streets and shit. Yeah, you can't just let your child just walk into the fucking street. The whole humanity would yeah, like look at humanity, this experience like a child itself. You can't just let your child run amok and go fucking this that. Like you could, that's the best way, really, how people learn. But at the same time, it's a balance to that, I want to say, because too much chaos, not enough logic, not enough order, not enough discipline. Like I said, people wouldn't know what to do with themselves. They'll get probably more back into their chaotic, lower animalistic natures, dark ages and shit like that, where things were more blind. People couldn't see their way out of shit because niggas was too busy in they like gross animalistic aspects of themselves, just trying to survive. You know what I mean? Just being outside in the elements and shit. You know what I mean? Like nigga, not trying to be out in some jungle, nigga. Have to fend off against nigga wolves and shit. Fucking bears and shit, yeah, snakes. Yeah, you trying to sleep one night, you in the tent. Yeah, you in the tent or something. Yeah, you in the hut, or you know what I'm saying? You trying to sleep in your little teepee or whatever the fuck. Yeah, you get and then fuck around and don't wake up, cause nigga, a snake bit your ass in the middle of the night. Shit like that, poisonous snake. Yeah, you fuck around, slithered in, bit somebody. Yeah, and all everybody gotta wake up the next day. Oh, hey, maybe more in a favorable place. But like, and that's another thing too. You see how people die. That also kind of shows like what they was paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? But let me just sum this up real quick. So the bank, man, they came up with a bank. You know what I'm saying? A bank, you know, like an anchor with the B though. So the B, you know what I'm saying? The light that bended in on itself. The betha. The feeling, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that bank, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to anchor down and hold it, you know, they hold down a feeling, right? And so they pretty much created a water, like a vortex, or they just tapped into the natural current that we all kind of are creating, right? And then they figured out, okay, so this is what people are paying attention to as far as desires. Let's create an object, or let's create a system or something, you know what I'm saying, that we can pretty much keep them in our little current, our little cycle, you know what I mean, our little wheel that we want them to pay attention to, because then that'll, you know, it's like they created a little like charge system, so people be in this little current, you know what I'm saying, don't even know they swimming along. They know it though. People be drained. People be like, oh, I'm tired. It's like people know the shit, but they don't like know how to get out of it, I guess. So like literally, I'm over here standing on the side, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm at the bank, you know what I'm saying? Watching the little, standing at the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll. So that's how I look at traffic, man. It's like a little wave of people. You know what I'm saying? Or the lanes themselves. The lanes are like, you know, with the planes. So this is what we be doing in the spirit world. We create planes. You got a spaceship, a mentality that you jump in as a vehicle. So first you got the sex, the joining of two energies. First you just a zero, a no thing, a space, and then you got the joining of two energies to create your oneness that you call your individual self, your I. But it's really like a 9, you know, some androgynous shit. So that's the birth stage. You know what I'm saying? You coming into birth, you know what I'm saying? You coming into being aware that you are an individual motherfucking space, you know what I'm saying, out of the overall existence, because first you just didn't exist. So it's like you becoming aware that you exist, you got your piece out of that, but it was a simultaneous thing, right? It's all possibilities, man. This is not like, people think about the billions of people in the world like that's nothing. That's literally nothing. That actually means more add-on, more density, more concentration. That means more lostness. That means we added on way more than we should have for us to be here with this amount of debris, pretty much. Like, you know what I'm saying? If we're talking about space and clutter and people trying to square out their own space, and it's a war for space, and you could be right next to each other, but you trying to motherfucking fight over who's got more of the space in the moment. You know what I'm saying? In that little travel, in that little moment, right? That experience, like who's, you know what I'm saying? So we're trying to battle for space, and shit is real tight in the spirit realm. It's real tight. So it's kind of how we know we're done. Like, this is kind of it. You know, this is kind of as much as this realm could have expanded and contracted based upon the elements that it has at disposal. Like, it could have been way more, but the powers that be, they didn't. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? They chose a certain avenue, but that avenue was very limited. You know what I'm saying? They didn't set it up in a fashion where it could be possibly. It can always change. We can always change. But I'm just making a point. Like, it's very this current. Like, look at all these. This is very some fixated shit, which I get. Like, that's kind of the point. You know what I'm saying? We ain't fucking flying. Well, see, we ain't there yet, but. We don't got, like, you know what I'm saying, like flying homes and shit, and mobile homes that like fly around in the air and shit. Well, not yet, you know. So we kind of do. We kind of there, but we stop. You know, we stop. Yeah, you know, it's west though. You know what I'm saying? It's west. You know what I'm saying? You bitch. So that's money though, currency, current spiral. You know what I'm saying? A little spiral. You know what I'm saying? The currency. I call it a currency at one point. Shout out to man. At one point came up with that, like, it's not currency, it's currency. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give your care of something. You gotta care. If you didn't care about shit, you wouldn't be going to work. You wouldn't be trying to get no money. I know this. I'm a double cancer. I know this. I'd be out here, man. If I didn't care about something, I wouldn't be who I am today. Kid you not. So I tell no deceit. So I got check the receipt. I'm the receipt, man. I don't need the deceit. I don't do deceit, deception, deceiving tactics. I just show you the receipt. Yeah, man. So yeah, like that's kind of like some 6 energy, 2, 6. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me go back to, so joining of 2 energies, 1 + 1, it creates so you got 2 of one thing. So these 2 individual things, these are 2 things on their own that had to be 2. You know what I'm saying? So never forget that. It's always like a pairing, a coupling system. It's never just one thing on its own. It's never just one thing on its own. It always takes 2 to tango. You know what I'm saying? It always took. You know what I'm saying? Something to relate. Like, it's a relating thing. It's not just one thing in a fucking space on its own relating to itself. That's fucking retarded. Even right now, I'm talking to myself, but it's 2 of me's. Let me stop. Let me stop, man. Yeah, currency, man. They set up shop at the bank, man. They pretty much created a little water line, little fountain system. I actually experienced that growing up in like school and shit, where kids would be at the water fountain taking dumbass long and shit, or if I'm at a basketball practice, nigga, we got coach like, hey, y'all got 2 minutes to get some water and then get back on the line type shit. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Niggas would be like all at the water fountain. Say you didn't bring no drink or nothing, you gotta go to the water fountain. You know what I'm saying? It's like 3, 4 niggas in front of you or something. Or even if you did bring your own drink, you might have drank it all already. That's the type of practices we was having. Yeah, you might have drank it all already. You gotta go fill up your little bottle again, your little container. And motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Niggas just fucking around, chopping it up. And everybody, but niggas start like, hey man, come on, bro. We got but coach said we got a few minutes to get back to the line, bro. If we don't get back to the line, we all running suicides. I'm not trying to run some more, nigga. Can y'all hurry up and get y'all water so we can get some water? That kind of shit. Like, that whole energy is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Where they, you know what I'm saying? Coach is like the nigga that got the bank. Yeah, he got the gym, he got the bank, he got the building. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know the coach don't literally own the gym, but I'm just, for that time being, you know what I'm saying? He was time sharing that gym. You know what I'm saying? He was the owner for the time. But pretty much. So yeah, like that stand in line shit. Like, get in line, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You want something to eat? You want some food? Get in line, bitch. You know what I'm saying? We handing out portions and rations, but you gotta get fucked in the ass first. We'll give you this little piece of paper. It's like a little ticket. You know what I mean? Your little ticket. It represents how much you got fucked in the ass for your time, your life. How much time you gave away. Get fucked in the ass. You're sucking some other beings, some overlords, dang-a-lang, slang-a-lang. Giving your time away, you know what I'm saying? Instead of creating something yourself, you've been getting fucked in the ass. Like real shit. Man, real shit, man. Crazy, bro. They got the world really fucked up out here. Literally. It's fucked up. Literally. You know what I'm saying? You got, just to survive, you gotta get in line. Sit around in line. You gotta sit around in some line. You ain't going nowhere either. That's the fucked up part about it. You ain't going nowhere. So they tricked everybody to like get in line, but really you ain't going nowhere. And everything that you think you gotta get in line for is here. You know what I'm saying? It's already here. It's like you don't even gotta get in the line. And if we was all like, man, fuck that line, man. Nigga, it'd be a different world. I'm telling you, if everybody's like, man, for at least even an hour or two, and fuck that line, man. Let me go chop it up with my family, or let me go see what's up with my people, or my neighbor, or let me go do this. Let me go pay attention to this creative ability that I know I got, but I always be working and I be not making the time for this thing. Let me go make time for this today. Yeah, if everybody maybe just did that a little different, like let me go make time for this. I'm not starving. You know what I'm saying? I got some thousands in the bank. You know what I'm saying? I got some thousands in the bank or whatever. Not everybody's in that situation, but I guess there is no stopping. But what I'm saying is the focus. Like people are so in a hurry to go get some value that they've been convinced that is of value by the people that pretty much claimed a certain territory or a certain area, and then they trap and seal and harness that energy and then remix it so that they appear as if they are the face of that energy, that you now gotta participate in their style of the terms and conditions, you know what I'm saying, in order to get the bowl of water or whatever, or the bottle of water or something. Like, but it's a crumb at that, and then it's something that really everybody has access to, but they took it over, like they claimed it. So they're like, ours. This is our shit. You know, if you want if you want some of this fucking water, you gotta give us $10, bitch. That we gave you though. So it's like, man, it's weird. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta give us $10. So you gotta give us time. We want your time. You know, we want your energy. We want your attention. We want your care energy. We want your paying attention energy. That's of value to them. That's the real fucking value.